Right then, welcome back to Valhouse, and as you have seen the title of the film as well as the game of itself. As well as, don't forget that I was doing 3 missions. And of course, don't forget that I have done the game from medium to hard difficulty, and now doing the game on easy. As well as, don't forget, on medium that I did do with a load of recordings, you would be able to check everything that has been done from the very start of the game to the very end of the game, as well as what you can find, what you can collect, that has to be in the correct order of playing the game, which I will give you some more information about that, as well as when you do the game on easy from the start to the very end, you can also always do the game again on medium to also collect a couple other things that you might not be able to get, especially a couple of things that you really desperately want to get hold of. It's just all because it's part of the game itself for you to do what it's telling you to do. And once again, it's the same sort of thing, that I will give you some more information about that as well, like I said before. And so I am back on easy for you to know what was the reason why I was doing the game on medium to hard difficulty to go back on easy. But still, I'm going to give you some more information about that as well sooner or later. So, on easy, for the last recording that you saw me do, was that basically was mission 2. And basically with mission 2, that there was a bridge that had to come down, which was all about something on the other side of the bridge that is supposed to stop you getting across, which would have been a lever that you had to pull with a weapon for you to use to get across. I'll give you some more information about that in a minute as well. As well as underneath the bridge in mission 2, when you start mission 2, you would find a specific thing, and I shall give you some more information about that as well sooner or later. As well as, you would have saw me go across the bridge fighting up against a load of skeletons, as well as find some more steps and find some skeletons lurking about, as well as just before I was going to jump on a platform somewhere in between the middle of the start of mission 2, there was a thing that was on the right hand side beside some barrels, and I was going to jump on it before some more skeletons popped up. And once I dealt with them, I did show you a skeleton statue with a yellow symbol, as well as basically, like I said before, that when you do the game, you have to proceed ahead in the game before you can continue on with certain things that is not available for you to do unless you proceed in the game and come back to do something with it. But also I will remind you sooner or later as well about that. And so when I went through the gates, you would have saw a circle thing, which would have been like a weather vane or some kind of thing. But before that was available for you to see, you would have saw a scene with some stone flying vampires that I destroyed, as well as go to a wooden beam with a symbol that was stopping me from proceeding into the game, which is what the game does. Stops you proceeding into it. As well as in the weather vane, I said about an egg that you can find unless you check all of my other recordings I have done for you to know exactly what the game is all about and how to play it. And that was the other reason why I was doing it on medium for the first time, and show you how to play the game and what you're supposed to do and all that good stuff that you'll have to do. As well as with the egg, it's got to have something to go into. Which would be something to do with the thing that would be underneath the bridge. As well as with the symbol with the wooden beam, you have to destroy it with a weapon, which would be the shotgun, because as I said before, when you start the game, you will have only 2 weapons, which will be some swords and some pistols. As well as when you proceed into the game, you will also find different weapons in the game for you to proceed. And the first weapon you'll collect would be the shotgun to blow the symbol off, and of course allow yourself find yourself in another area, as well as in that area, as well as I said in my last recording when I was doing mission 2, was that I was gonna skip almost everything, because you might want to check all my other recordings, and of course you'll find everything that's been done on every mission that is supposed to be the correct way you're supposed to do it in the game, as it does. As well as I did show you another symbol on the left hand side of an area where you had to destroy something that would be hiding something. As well as I'll show you something like that again very soon. As well as you would have to jump on to a platform that will lead you to a door that will lead you to go into another area, which would be involving a scene. You saw 3 women, and one would be Anna, that was being toyed with the other 3, and they were criminals. And basically you had to get Van Helsing to save one. You have to get Van Helsing to save her from the 3 villains, especially one that had a sharp cross wooden thing stashed into her shoulder. And basically 2 of the villains would have to try and protect the other one, which would be the one in the middle that had to be protected from the ones that will be separated. One will be on the left, one will be on the right, and the one on the left would be Verona, which would be the name of that one, whatever that spells to be exactly. And the one on the right would be Aleera, whatever the name spells to be exactly. Basically what you had to do is knock their health all the way down, each one of those two, to make them fuck off. And then you'll be able to find a way of defeating the demon, which would be the one in the middle of a circle. And the name would be Marishka, or exactly whatever that name is. And then once you knock the health out of them, you will saw a scene with some nice thing that Van Assen could do, was to throw a little wooden cross thing straight between the middle of her body, and she'll be hanging on the cross, as well as where Van Assen would have met Anna and have a nice little discussion, and then eventually would have sent Van Assen to check in the library, which was also mission 3 that I did do. And of course you would have saw some words that one person would have said about Igor, which is a villain as well as the guy would have said some bits of the hunchback known as Igor makes him hunger the runs of an old castle. He is the master. And so we had to deal with him, as well as some couple of other things that one person would have said, as well as every mission you start doing, after one after the other, a person would read it all out for you to know exactly what you have to deal with, all that good stuff. As well as I did show you that you would have to make a nice little path for you to proceed into the game, which was basically make a bookshelf to fall over, as well as, like I said before, that I have found all of the other bits and pieces that had to be found, as well as I'm going to skip all of the other bits that's been found, because you can always check on my other recordings to let you know where all the bits and pieces are and what you've got to find and how the things work. So that's the same sort of thing what I'm going to do, but some bits will stay in my mind to remind you, all bits and pieces as well, so don't worry about any of that. And so you had to push the triangle to allow the bookshelf to fall over, and then find another path that will lead to some gaps and some stone statues hiding in each certain pillars of each corners of the area, where you can use your saws to destroy things. As well as you'll find a statue in the middle that will be holding something up, which will be a speed boost for you to collect. As well as I did the first jump on top of it to land on top of it perfectly, by showing you that sometimes if you want to try and stand on top of it, but if you don't, you can always just do a couple of jumps until you press the triangle button to make Van Assen to pick it up instead. And so when I did all that, you saw me with some more skeletons, as well as show you another symbol where to remind you where it is, and basically remind you that you can do something to also find something in there, as well as I skipped it because I've already got it. And then go to a door, where I got to another area and went into a little gap of the left hand side of the new area, which is also something that will be in there for you to find. as well as you'll be able to find a weapon in there, which would be a crossbow for you to pick up. But I went too far out because a camera would have pointed towards where the crossbow weapon would be. But as I've already got it, it wouldn't do it for me. But as I was proceeding ahead a bit to fight up against some owls, and just to remind you where the crossbow weapon you'll be able to find, as well as remind you that you could also find a scene with a ghost flying straight through a gate or sets of gates, and basically where you would have sort of found out and shake the gate and try and get through it, but it was sealed shut, because also you'd have to find a symbol, well, not a symbol, a statue with a yellow colour for you to also unlock the gate with that thing that would have a circle thing of itself holding it in its hands, the statue, and you have to use your crossbow to fire it to open up the gate, as well as find another gate on the other side. Also remind you that you can find something else, which would be a life increaser for you to collect in the game, as well as I'll give you some more information about that as well. As well as, next of all, you would have saw a scene with some ghostly bitches as well. As well as I was reminding you that with an area where those ghostly ones were, there would have been a wooden beam of some kind that was supposed to be guarding a window. And also I was reminding you that you can destroy that thing with a shotgun, as well as you could find a life increaser as well as I have picked it up previously on the other recordings, there would be a life REP NISH up for me to pick up, and I'll also give you some more information about that as well. And when you do blow the thing off and you see the life increaser, just remember that I said about if you go back the same way or proceed a bit next to another area that you'll be going through in mission 3, and you think, ah shit, that fucking life increase was there, and you go back there and think, oh shit, it's not there anymore. So yeah, don't forget that. Don't go any further until you pick the life increaser up. As well as go proceeding ahead into another area, which would be involving some metal whacking dudes with their own whacking sticks. And also I had to do a couple of jumps and stuff. I'll use a grapple hook to swing myself across to another area and past those, and where you would find me fight up against some ghostly bitches to go with, and there were 6 of those, as well as there would be a symbol that would be guarding something, as well as remind you that you also gonna have to proceed into the game into mission 10 before you can do something about that, because you need a weapon. But I'm not going to give you any more information about any of that, because you can also check my other recordings. And also you had to jump on top of the building where you find a statue for you to use your swords to smash it up, for it to tumble over and lose its head, for you to make a nice little bridge for you to go across. Over by into the next bit of it, which would be me fighting up against some stone flying vampires, as well as remind you that you could stand on something and use your grab hook to pull yourself across somewhere else to collect something else, but I'm not going to give you information about that, because you can always find out what all I already done. As well as you would have found me fight up against a person, which would be Eagle, with his own tool weapon thing, as well as basically you had to stop him. And also I did. And then of course in mission 4, one person would have said, of course, would be the werewolf of course, you would have sort of seen with a werewolf that would have buggered off somewhere. Because Valgan definitely was the werewolf that buggered off, as Eagle buggered off as well. But also with the person would have said, once a man who becomes a werewolf is no longer a man, he would have said that, as well as, of course, some other little bits and pieces as well on the description. As well as, last of all, he was said, no mercy on him, my son. He is lost. So I had to go and follow him. Well, when I followed him all the way back from certain areas, which would have led all the way back from the gates, which I'll get to very soon as well as also when I dealt with him, because he jumped down from a high point from somewhere. He jumped down, and then of course I used a weapon, and of course he fucking ran off. And last of all, I went underneath the bridge and pressed triangle to go to an area, which is where we are going to start today. They're talking about a load of bollocks for about nearly 20 minutes. So sorry about that. Okay, anyway. Right, so here we are then. Right, first of all, this is where we're starting, as well as in here. Now this area is to do with the egg that goes to the thing that will be underneath the bridge, which I will show you. Which is right here. Now, with this thing, there are 5 of them. And, of course, like I said, about an egg that you'll find. I'll show you where that will be in a few seconds as well. And so, yeah, with an egg, you're going to have to find 5 eggs and 5 single ones of these. So every one of the 5 eggs you collect, you'll have to put 1 of those eggs into each one of these 5 of these things to unlock a challenge. As well as with the challenge, or any of the 5 challenges, you will also have to unlock them. And each one of the 5 eggs, they will also give you one thing when you do complete one of them, which will be a cheat that you can collect in the game. As well as, with the problem with these challenges, you're also going to have to try and stay in this area and complete every single fucking one without getting too pissed off when you are still struggling to do any of them. And so, the ones that you might want to avoid, because they're right fucking bastards, especially this one down here, which is challenge number 3. And to unlock the challenge 3, it will be on mission 11 for you to get to unlock this one. And under the bridge that I just showed you what the eggs are supposed to go into, this would be the one of the challenges that will be unlocked first of all, because you'll only find the first egg in the mission 2 that you'll do. And so that'll be that one for you, as well as that one over it. This one's basically a piece of piss. It's easy for you to sort out. And this one is close to being straightforward. And I will also remind you that you will need to finish the game from start to finish for you to have a good chance of completing that one, because there's always just one thing that you're going to need, which is always the best idea. This one over here, which is okay-ish, I suppose. So basically with this one, you've got to stay alive as much as you can, as well as get something to do the work for you, which is annoying. But nevertheless, I'll give you some more information about that as well. And so with this one's also a fucking bastard. It's because you've got to do something with it, as well as also might need one or two things that can help you with it. So with all of these 5, what you're gonna have to do, and the bestest way to do it, is to get this one done first. Get that one finished first. Get this one down it done last. Then the second one you want to do would be this one. Then go and get this one done. And then go back to this one for your 4th one for you to do. And of course number 5, of the last of them all, get this one done. So the problem is, with these challenges, you're going to have to stay in this area until you complete every single fucking one to get a weapon. I will show you soon, as well as possibly give you an idea why it is not allowing you to flicking try and think about unlocking 2 challenges and try and complete them. And if you do, and you want to go straight through that and come back and try and unlock the others, is because it's going to fucking say, nope, I want you to stay in it until you complete them all, and I will give you a specific thing. How annoying. Apart from the 5 cheats that you can collect in the game. That is the problem. Mainly. Right, okay, so next is you'll find the egg somewhere, which I'll remind you in a few seconds when I get there. Also, as I said before, that I have done a game on medium to have almost every weapon, as well as almost every cheat. So I'll get to some more information about that as well. Right, also I've got some ghostly screaming bitches to deal with, so I'll get those done. Right, the egg would be down here. That's where it will be. All you've got to do is just press the triangle and you'll collect it. Also, when you're on mission 4, which is where we are, you can't go back the same places from mission 3 or from mission 2, because it would have said something like you can't go back that way, or either possibly saying that you want to go this way because something's ran off. And so what I'm going to do is also go back up it to remind you that with this thing you would have to collect a weapon when you're doing mission 2, because the game was said that you'll start with certain weapons, which will be the pistols, as I said before, and the swords. You'll start with those, and when you proceed ahead find the shotgun, and of course you'll proceed in mission 3 for you to collect the crossbow. And when you do get the crossbow and you do mission 4, you'll find this thing, and of course you can press the square to fire it into that little circle thing that will unlock that thing. As well as you'll also find a life increaser in there, but as I've picked it up, it won't be in there for me. As well as with the cheats now, there are 24 of the fuckers, 24 of them, and I've got almost every single one. Now, as I said before, I have done the game on medium for the first time, and of course so let's try this again. So on medium, when I did it first time, I will show you where they all are and what they do, as well as saying about some of the cheats, which will be 3 of them, which will be the ones that says you can't have me just yet because we want you to do the game again. So when I did do the game on medium, I ignored the ones with the specific thing to say, nope, you can't do nothing with me until you do the game again. So I did do the game again on hard difficulty to collect 3 of them, which ones that you won't be able to get hold of, which are called Armory Anytime, Unlimited Speed, and of course one that will be the one right down by, just double check, make sure I've got this all correct, and it is looking like we are in the correct one. Yes, it's this one right here, the one that will be the TRANSLUCENT body for you to collect in the game. But also when you do the game on hard difficulty, you'll also get something else, which is what I've already got, which will be unlimited ammo. So that's the reason why you have to do the game again on hard difficulty, especially if you have done the game on easy and you've already collected most of the others, apart from the 3 that I said about, which would be this one right at the bottom with the TRANSLUCENT body, as well as the Unlimited Speed, and of course Armory Anytime. Those are the 3 that you can't get all of unless you proceed ahead in the game from the very start for the first time to the very end of the game, and then go back to the game again, back on easy, or go and do it on medium, because that's the way the game of the console says you have to do the game from easy, medium and hard, which is a shame. But nevertheless, those are those explained for you. Also with 2 or 3 others, but especially 2 of them that I haven't got right now. But the first thing with the other cheats is that there are 5 you can collect in the game, which will be to do with the challenges, which will be this one right here, which will be DWERGER skin. The other ones will be WRAITH skin. Another one will be ARCHANGEL skin. Another one will another one will be GARCOYLE skin. Another one will be fill skin. And those are the 5 challenges that will give you these 5 cheats if you complete them. As well as this one right here, which will be power, CLOTHES. As well as, speaking of which, I haven't got yet because on medium I fucked up from the start to the very end, because when you do a mission and you lose something, which I did lose on medium on mission 5, and then when I did it on hard difficulty I fucked up on mission 10 because I lost a specific thing that Van Helsing really likes, which is the only thing that will stop you getting this cheat, which will be the power, CLOTHES. So you're always going to have to look after something that Van Helsing really likes for you to make a success to get hold of this cheat right here. But with the rest of the others, you're just basically going to have to find them hidden anywhere in any mission. As well as, basically, you already heard that I have said that I have found almost everything, and you can always just check all of my other recordings where you can find pretty much everything and how you're supposed to play the game. Exactly. And so, as I got almost every weapon, I can use the weapons however I like. And it's exactly the same thing when you finish the game and you have almost every weapon apart from one. And then you can use any weapon you want and however you want in the game. And so, as I have done the game on medium and hard difficulty, I did the game exactly how the game plays out. So I'm going to remind you that I am just going to play the game however I want and whichever way I want. Now, which will be involving me using the pistols, the shotgun, crossbow, the electricity weapon, that's the blue colour thing there, and the machine gun. As well as the lovely whacking saws, as the lovely whacking sticks, which are sharp whacking sticks. So you wondered, how do you switch these weapons then? Well, if you don't want the machine gun, push the left D-pad button and get to the electricity weapon. Just keep pushing the left D-pad button to switch it to which one you want to use. Doesn't matter which way you use the D-pad buttons, left or right D-pad buttons, to keep switching it clockwise or anti-clockwise. Also, you can also hold L2 button in and then push the up or down D-pad buttons to switch it, as long as you see the black shape of which weapon you're using to say, yep, you're on that one that you want to use. And then of course let go of L2 to be happy to use whichever one you're quite happy with. And so with the rest of the other bits and pieces, we are going to proceed ahead in the game. So, the werewolf, don't forget, which is Felgen, and he fucked off over there somewhere. Yep, he has fucked off somewhere. So that's where we're going to have to find him. And before we do absolutely anything else, now there is a red bar that you can see there. And there's also a light blue bar. Now, with the light blue bar that is on the right hand side where the shotgun and the whacking stick shape of the weapon that I've got for me to use right now. Now that light blue bar is your ammo that allows every weapon apart from one, that can do a load of fucking damage. As well as there'll be 5 black squares for you to fill the light blue bar with a nice big long line. So with the black squares, there'll be 5 of those for you to fill each one of the black squares into every single one of the squares that you can see there with the light blue bar. That's got 5 nice squares of coloured in blue, as well as the red bar that you can see there, as well as there are a fair few black squares right beside the red bar there. Now, if you look closely where the black squares are with the red bar in a minute, there'll be 5 squares for the light blue bar. So basically with the light blue bar is your ammo. Like I said, it can do a lot of damage with your weapons. Also with the word of the ammo of the light blue bar. Now with the ammo, you're going to have to find ammo increases for each one of the black squares to allow each one of the squares to be coloured in blue. And with the red bar, there are 15 black squares in total. Basically, you're going to have to find 5 life increases in armory for you to buy. So with the other 10 black squares, you're also going to have to find several load of life increases anywhere in any mission if you allow yourself to do something with the black squares. But the only trouble is, you have to find 2 life increases in any mission if you allow yourself to have 1 black square filled up in red. So with the life increases that you buy in armory, you can have each one of the black squares filled up in red. So when you go to armory, you can buy 5 life increases for each one of the black squares to be filled up in red. And with the ammo of the light blue bar, you're also just going to have to buy 5 ammo increases for each one of the black squares to be allowing every square of the light blue bar to be a nice size like this. And so yeah, that's how that works. Also with the ammo, you're also going to have to push L1 button to allow the weapons to do a lot of damage. As well as underneath the red bar on the left hand side there is a specific thing that's in yellow. Now that is called a nice word, which is going to do something to your enemies, which I'll deal with in a little while. So, when you go down it, this thing will turn up, which is Velgan. Now that is the werewolf. He's back, howling himself to death. And he's gonna fuck off. Again. And that's sad. Well, that dropped just like that. That says there's no enemies around you. So when you hear that sound pick up, that will all say that there is criminals around you somewhere. Right, also you find some vases to smash with your whacking sticks or your saws. Whichever weapon you've got. Like I said, when you proceed into the game, you'll have certain weapons for you to pick up until you get to mission 11 for you to have pretty much every single weapon apart from one, which I'll show you soon. And so with the whacking sticks and the saws, now you wonder, how do you use them? Well, all you've got to do is just keep pushing the circle button in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. And with the shotgun, the pistols, the crossbow, the electricity weapon, and the machine gun, all you've got to do is hold the square button in and then the weapon will fire several other times. As well as with these weapons, with the enemies you're up against, whichever one, you're always going to have to hold the R1 button in for your accuracy to be bang on what you're aiming at. Okay, so just remember that. Now back to the yellow thing. Now that is called finisher slot. Now each one of those 5 finisher slots that's underneath the red bar. Now each one of these 5, you'll start with 3 of them. And also with the other 2, for you to have 5 in total, you're going to have to buy them. And so the finisher slots is basically allows you to knock almost every enemy's health all the way down. And some enemies' health will not go all the way down, I'm afraid, as I said before. Right, now, when you proceed over it, it's nice and peaceful. And so, with the finisher slots, like I said, with the yellow things that's underneath, you'll have 5 for you to knock some enemies' health all the way down. And basically the way to do those is also push R2 for Thanos to throw one of those. Also what I'm going to do is allow Thanos to throw one. And what it will do is make it disappear instantly. But like I said, with some enemies' health will not go all the way down until they're dead, because they're more stronger. And also what I'll do is name a couple of them. Now, Velgan, the werewolf, he's one of them, that his health will not go all the way down. Eagle is another person that his health will not go all the way down either. As well as the 3 vampire bitches, which is also the ones that I named that they were, of course, criminals that had certain names on them that is not exactly coming into my mind right now, but I am 100% they will eventually come to me. But yeah, one is definitely the A word of the name, whatever the name is exactly. And of course, the other ones that's around. But also, like I said about that, you're going to have to deal with them somewhere along the line in the game. Anyway, apart from that, you also got some others as well, but we're not quite there yet. But as long as you have checked all of my other recordings and stuff, you know exactly what's around. Or either you have to seen the film before, because if you watched the film before, you know exactly what this is all about. Also, with the finisher slots, if you don't want to use those, that's fine, because you can only have a certain amount of them to knock some enemy's health all the way down. This one's just kicked the freaking shit out of me. Now, the way to get those finisher slots back up to amount for you to throw, all you got to do is just use the weapons as they are and just kick the shit out of these enemies, and eventually each one will come back for you to use, and then you'll be all good. As one of them's just come back, if you keep watching carefully, because I've already got 5 in total, and one's just come back for me to throw an extra one to make 4 in total, and eventually the 5th one will be available. And so, this is the way you got to go. Also find some barrels and stuff for you to smash. Now when you're smashing barrels and boxes and killing these enemies, they will give you some god symbols. And some of them will be green, some will be red. And so, with the green ones, where you can smash all these barrels and stuff, with the green ones, they can always go into the middle of the top of these two colours, red or blue, of whatever size you've got. And that thing is a god symbol that is going to be your shop for you to buy things in armory. And so that's what those green ones are and what they're for. As I've got 8,457. As well as with the red ones, they will also top your health bar, whatever size you do have, and it'll go back up eventually. Depends on how generous these boxes or whatever you're smashing to allow yourself to have something like that. Now over here, you should be able to find a life increaser. But as I said before, that I have played the game several other times, and of course, where I knew where the life increaser would be, and then one day I go back to it, I want to find it, and then the game says, fuck you, I will take it somewhere else. And so, what I'm going to do is remind you where you can find it if you decide to play the game and you think, there is a life increaser over there, what are you talking about? Yeah, usually when you play it a couple of times, there might be a glitch for it to take it away somewhere else. As well as, speaking of which, I will remind you where you can find it if you haven't been checking all of my other recordings and other bits and pieces that's been done from the very start to the finish on medium, and again back on easy, back on hard difficulty. There you go. Right, so of course when you proceed ahead, you'll find a scene. And the werewolf's up there. Of course it's going to jump and do a back roll on top of me. So you'll have to find my rear. Also, like I said, with the ammo, with the light blue bar, the weapons can do a lot of fucking damage when you're using it. Also, as I said before, I have got all the weapons. And use it however I want, or use any of them however I want. So I'm going to use the whacking sticks. Now I've got a load of health. And getting done. As you've been waiting for quite a long while.
God, what kind of evil does this to a man?
Who knows?
Run! Run for your life while you still can! I run from no one. Then kill me, please, before I kill you. I'm a monster hunter, not a murderer. There is only one true monster in this country. Like I said, a monster hunter. No!
Oh dear.
Just whose side are you on, anyway?
My family's side.
That was him, wasn't it? The one who was bitten.
Yes.
He's not your brother anymore, Anna. He's not the brother you once knew and loved.
That's not true.
Anna.
They say Dracula has a cure.
Rumors, lies, you can't believe them.
I must believe them. If there's a chance to save him, any chance at all, I must.
Well, she's pissed off, isn't she? Moody flicking cow. Oh well. Anyway, there you go. There is mission 4 done. with 21 minutes and 36. Best kill, there is only 7. Shots fired, we are 673. Now, with shots fired, that is all down to the machine gun, the electricity weapon, the crossbow, and the shotgun, as well as the pistols. However you want to use them, as well as if you want to use the ammo that goes to those weapons. As well as, next of all, you've got the NELEE hits, which is to do with the whacking sticks or the swords. However, how many times you whack your enemies with those things. We've got 16 hits so far on mission 4. Damage taken, which is the enemies that does damage to you, which we've got 195. Power, GLYPHS, which is reached up to 8,669. As I said before, though, that thing is to do with the green god symbols of how many you pick up and what you've collected. And basically use those as however you want to use those whenever you feel like buying something. As well as finish with hat on. Yes. Now, speaking of which, with that thing, you're always going to have every mission to say finish with hat on. Yes. As well as I said before, that on medium and on mission 5, that I had that one done with Thanos saying, or this thing saying, finish with hat on? No. And on hard difficulty, on mission 10, same thing again. Finish with hat on? No. And the reason why you want every single one of these to say finish with hat on, yes, is because you can be able to get something else. But I'm not going to say it anymore because you might have remembered what I've said just a little while ago. And of course, enemies killed of how many I've done. We've done 90 of those. Now, with the green god symbols, you can spend those however you want and whatever you want, which is the couple of things I want to go through next to remind you. And of course, when you want to continue on the next mission, all you got to do is make sure the word is in white by pushing L3 down or down D-pad button, whichever button you want to use. But if you want to go for army, just press the X button when the word will just be on the color white for you to select the first option. So, armory. Now, there are several other things you might want to buy. Now, the things that you can buy, which will be the first thing on the list, which will be Life Increaser that has been sold out. Now, basically, you can buy 5 of these, as well as when you do buy one of these, the price will go up. As well as, basically, when you buy one of these, the red bar of your health will allow one of the black squares to be filled up in red, as I said before. As well as you can buy 5 of these for you to have 5 black squares filled up in red, as well as the prices will go up, as I said. So the prices for each one of those life increases for you to buy, as well as the first one will be 1,000 for you to start with, to pay for. The next one will be 1,500. Another one will be 2,000. Another one will be 2,500. Another one will be 3,000. So yeah, every time when you buy one, £500 goes on top of each one of the prices that goes even higher for you to have all the 5 black squares filled up in red, even if you found all of the other life increases that's been scattered everywhere in certain missions that you're going to have to do. Next of all, you've got Life REPNISHUB, which will be 500 for you to pay for, as well as you can buy 3 of these for you to use to top your health bar all the way back up again, as well as you can also find some of these in any mission anywhere for you to not even buy any of those for 500, so you can get them for free instead of paying 500 for one of those things. Next of all, you've got ammo increaser, that that it's been sold at, as well as, like I said, with the light blue bar, there will be 5 black squares for you to fill a black square filled up in blue. So once again, you can buy 5 of these for a nice price until it goes even higher. Same thing, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, and 3,000. So you can buy 5 of these for every one of the black squares to allow the light blue bar to be a nice size that I have got. As well as you have got ammo, REP and ISO jump, for you to allow you to top your light blue bar back up for you to do a lot of damage to your enemies with the weapons. Also, you can have 3 of these as well. You can also have 3 speed boosts for you to grab hold of, as well as you don't have to even buy any of these either. As well as when you buy a life or a ammo or a speed boost, the price will stay the same, so don't worry about the thing. So once again, with the life, REP and ISO up, or the ammo, REP, LE and ISO up, you can always just buy each one of those 2 for 500, but with the speed boost it is worth 800. You're wondering why the fuck is it up to 800 instead of 500? Well, because you can have 20 seconds to run fast or get the weapons to go fast for 20 seconds. How about that? But still, you can always find any of those 3 anywhere without even paying for those kind of prices. Next rule, you've got dodge fire, which has already been paid for. Basically what this will do is allows your pistols, shotgun and the crossbow to go bang bang. So you get 2 bangs at once, but also you're going to have to pay for it first, which will be 1,500. As well as the way you to do that is always hold R1, hold square, and then push the X and L3 towards the left or right or down for you to do a roll left or right, and backwards, a back roll. So whichever direction you want to go, left or right or backwards. Also hold R1, hold square, push X and push the L3 to which direction you want to go for a roll, left or right and backwards, to go bang bang for those 3 weapons. Next rule, you've got grapple strike, which will be a weapon which will be your grapple hook for you to pull enemies towards you, or for you to swing across things, or pull yourself up above things. Also, when you do pay for this, you'll allow your enemies to be hurt with this thing. Also, the price will be 500 for you to pay for. Next rule, you get grand strike for you to pay for your blades. And also, when you pay for 1,500, which is what it's worth for the nice blades, and also it's going to say hold R1, push forward, which is L3 up, and perform a MLEE attack, which is the name of the blade. It can do a nice little attack to strike and sometimes pop enemies that have fallen on the ground, which is quite nice. Next rule, you've got 2 Joe far. There's 2,000. Also is for the swords. Again, hold your 2 Joe attack to flying your 2 Joe BLADES at opponents. I'm pretty sure that's what OPPONETS is supposed to be. As well as you have got air hop, which is worth 1,000 for the sword. Again, also after holding air strike attack button, which is the circle button that you're always going to have to hold, keep pushing in. And of course, it's going to do to rise into the air. Press a DIRECTION and tap X to jump on thin air, which is what Thanos can do. You can do a nice jump on thin air. Also, with the whacking sticks that you're collecting again, it is the name of SCIMITARS, which is the name of the whacking sticks, as well as you can do swinging. So you can make Thanos swing with these things. But first, as it will say, after a grand strike, which is what you're going to have to pay for first, for 1,000, which will go to this thing. So you have to pay for this one first before you can allow yourself to buy this thing for 1,000. Also, it's going to say hold R1, which, like I said before, is always accuracy. Push it forward, which is L3 up again. Hold attack, no, and attack with the weapon, as it will say, the SCIMITARS, to perform a swinging. So you can make Van Assen swing these things, which is also the name where it's going to say SCIMITAR. And of course, you can do a nice attack, as it says right upside, swinging. So yeah, there's that for you. Now you've got the saws again, which is MELEE. Also, you can do explosion with these things. This time, but it's 2,000. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLOSION is spelled to be, explosion. As well as also you can do a ring of ice or fire that explodes from the last hit of your ALTERNATE. Also ammo, which is the light blue bar you're going to have to use. And of course, the name of the saw, MELEE. And of course, the nice combos with those as well. And last of all, finisher slots. As I said before, they will knock some enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not go all the way down. And so, like I said, you'll start with 3 of those, and you can buy 2 more. Now, the price for both of each one of these things. So, the first price for your 4th one you can use will be 2,500, and another one will be 3,500. Yes, 3 of these for a nice 500. So there is that for you.
The Castle Frankenstein is the place where you will learn of Dracula's greatest ambitions. Do not fear, my son. Climb its highest tower. Discover what he uses to power his experiments.
So, Castle Frankenstein is the place where you will learn Dracula's great ambition. So, who knows Dracula? I bet most of you do. As well as if you've seen the film before of the Van Helsing itself. Yeah, so the name of Dracula, well, he's a person. As well as with the finisher slots, it will not knock his health all the way down. So that's another thing with those finisher slots. You can't knock his health all the way down. As well as Velgan and Werewolf. As well as 3 of his bitches. But still, I'm trying to get their name in my head, but it'll soon come back. It'll soon come back to me. Right, so when you press the X button, you will saw this gate broke off. Right, also, you can't go back that way. As I said before, I will use any weapon, however I want. And it's the same sort of thing with you. If you start the game for the first time, you'll start with certain weapons. And eventually when you finish the game, from start to finish, you'll have all the weapons apart from one. And when you do the game again, to collect 3 cheats, because they will be unavailable for you to collect. As well as something else that you have to do. Like I said, about the power cheat. It's because you have to look after something. But I'm not going to go any further. Anyway. But nevertheless, you already checked all my recordings, or have not quite checked them all, so make sure you check all those. As well as where all of the other bits and pieces are, like the life increases, the cheats, and all that good stuff. I am not going to show you where all of those are, because you can easily check all of my recordings to allow you to know where all the things are. But also what I'm going to do is remind you that you can't go back this way. So don't even try going back that way. Also, what you want to do is go this way. Where you'll find these. You can electrocute them if you want. And they're moaning. And so would I if I get my ass kicked in. But I'm not going to allow them. Right. Now what you want to do is press the triangle to get through this door. As well as where you would find a nice little scene right here. So there's that one for you. As well as you probably going to need your shotgun. Or you can get the pistols for you to deal with these things. Also, the reason why you want to fight up against these things is to get them out of your way. And also, you don't want to push the triangle button. So you can find out something in this area. And so, make sure you pick up your green stuff, or the red, because those things will top your health up, or either allow yourself to buy some things. Also, what you want to do is proceed ahead over it. Also, once you've dealt with these ones over it, just make sure they're out of your way. Or either you can do something else, which would be run away. So, once the sound drops to say there is no more trouble, which is what you're always going to have to keep your ears peeled on. Okay, so don't forget, I said about you don't want to push the triangle by this door, is because you can easily find a lovely thing that'll be over here, and you can find a life increaser over there. As I said before, I've already picked it up on medium for you to easily find where you can find all your bits and pieces. Also, what I'm going to do is do the grapple hook weapon that will be on the right hand side between the electricity weapon and the whacking sticks I'm using right now. And so with this little thing that's on the right hand side there, which will be the shape of your other weapon that you'll get out of several load of them, which is your grapple hook, you're always going to need to do R1 and triangle. And that is going to fucking happen to me. Right, anyway, we'll get to some more information about that in a moment, once this is all dealt with. Okay, so as I said before, R1 and triangle. Now, with this little thing right here, as I said before, with 3 cheats, which will be the TR word with body right beside it, as well as 2 of the others. You won't be able to get them unless you do the game from start to finish and do the game again back on easy or do it on medium, and then maybe you can do something about it, because you can't do nothing until you have done the game again back on easy or back on medium or on your next difficulty, which will be medium, for the first time when you've said, yep, I'll play the game and I'll see how good it is, really. And so yeah, there's that for you. Okay. Also, you'll find these fuckers, or one, whatever they are, and one's toying with something, pushing it against something, sniffing it, turns around and freaking chucks it at me. And so yeah, there are fucking hundreds. Right, so the best idea when you've got the crossbow, pistols and the shotgun to start off with, how are you? Just get the shotgun and kick the fucking shit out of them. But if you want to use the crossbow, that's fine, as long as you move around the place correctly, then you're fine. And everything will be tickety-boo. Okay? So don't worry about that. Also on the other side of this area, you can stand on the table to stop them getting you. But also the ones on the opposite side where I was, they can just climb on the other side of it. Now, with this thing, I'm going to deal with that in a moment, because I've got almost every single weapon apart from that. So, basically, what I'm going to do is go straight through this door, which is what you want to do. As well as what I'm going to do is do a couple of things, because you can always check on my other recordings how you're supposed to do it. Exactly. Right, so with this little crossbow thing right here that you've got, you're going to have to hit an arrow straight onto this thing to make that flick itself over what the statue's holding, as well as allowing itself to climb up from up above that box there. So when you've done that, the box will appear and the statue will be sitting on it. As well as when you do, you allow yourself to fire up against some more of these things. So as long as you stay out of the way and move out of the way in the right places, you can avoid their jabbing things, whatever they use, and you'll be unscathed. As well as you can pick up all your green or red, whatever they're offering. And then what you want to do is basically do not push the triangle button by this door, because yeah, it'll be locked. As well as what you want to do is climb up on top of it, where you can find a life, REP and life touch up, for you to allow yourself to top your health bar back up. As well as if you've got 3 of those, you can only pick up 3. Also, when you walk towards some of those things, they will automatically go straight into your special word, which will be INVENTOY. As well as if you already got 3, it will just go invisible. As well as I said before, that you can only have 3 of those for you to top your health bar back up in items. as well as the ammo, which is the light blue bar. You'll also allow yourself to use any of those with only 3 when you decide to, as well as the speed boost whenever you decide to use it. As well as with using these things with a speed boost, and you think, right, I need 1000 to run fast, or get the weapons to speed up a bit for me to get out of trouble. So basically these things will allow you to have 20 seconds for the pistols and all the weapons, as well as your running skills of 1000 to run away, as well as you trying to work out how this works. Well, basically, if you're thinking about giving yourself an extra 20 seconds with all of the 3 you've got, and you might think, am I going to get 40 seconds if I use 2 of these? Or will I get 60 if I use every single 3 of them? No, it won't work. Unfortunately, it'll just give you 20 seconds. And then, of course, slowly but surely, it'll stop when the 20 seconds has run out. And you can do another one if you want, for the weapons to go fast as well as run fast. You can do that if you want. And the same thing with the light blue bar with the ammo one there. It will not top your light blue bar back up again when you've already allowed yourself to get it to go straight back up. It won't do that either. As well as also with the life bar, if your health is all the way close to being right down, you can also use one of these to top it all the way back up, which will do automatically. So if you're thinking, I've pushed it, has it really gone all the way up the top? As well as, if you're thinking it hasn't topped it up, and you just pushed it twice, what it will do is just waste one of those. So don't try and push the X button again. Just push it once and it will top it up. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically what you want to do to get out of this area is to go out from over it by pushing the triangle, as well as you can jump down and shoot these things again, or you can just stay up it or stay up there, which would be the better way for me to use. Just stop them getting you. But they can always get you by throwing those things, or whatever they're trying to throw you. Also, what you want to do is jump out of the way a bit if you get stuck, or if you think you got stuck. Well, I thought I got myself stuck there, so I thought I'd do a jump just in case. Okay. Next of all, what you want to do is go over it and jump straight over it, and you can swing yourself across over it, and when you do, you'll find a door that will be opened up, because when you go into that room I just came from, when you use the crossbow to hit the statue's little thing it's holding, it'll allow itself to go up from just sitting just above that box, and when it does it, it will automatically unlock the door. And then when you do go through here, you'll find yourself to grab something, and the thing that you'll collect will be over it, and you can press the triangle to pick it up, and also have just noticed something. Also, what you'll find is a lovely thing, which will be, where's my pride and joy? It's like that, is it? It's like that, is it? Right. So you're probably wondering why they're so fucking muddy, or how on earth did they get down it? Well, they're guarding something. And also, I'm just try and keep an eye on one or two things. Ow. Ow. Also, what you'll find is the ammo that goes to the shotgun. Excuse me. Bastards. Right, so. The thing down there with the ammo that I've used on the shotgun, which is what you're going to need to proceed into the game. So now you can use that in the game. And that's how that game works. And when you do, you can easily just use the ammo on two things, which I will show you soon once I've dealt with these bastards. You can go to the door that will be over here, which is what you want to do. Ah, you lot. Excuse me. Stop moving. Excuse me. Okay. My thing's fallen off again. Okay. So basically, what you want to do is get your shotgun and get your ammo to blow that off. And basically what happens is an egg for you to pick up from that fireplace. That's what usually happens. But as I said before, I've already picked it up from medium. And so once you've done all that, you'll have it. And also I'm going to double check that I have got what I need exactly. Which looks like a no, but is a possibility. I know where it is. So, when your hat falls off, keep an eye on where it is. Set off. I'm a bit concerned at the minute, but as long as I know what's going on. So, as I said before, that you're always going to need to look after something. The flashlights and lights a lot, and then you'll be all good. Okay. So make sure you keep pushing the triangle button. Or keep an eye on where things are exactly. And still, I haven't found something that I'm after. But I have a rough idea where the fuck it's gone. So, the problem is that if your hat falls off, which is what you're always going to need, as I said before, is to make sure it says a thing on any mission. Finish with that on. Yes. Right, so what I'm going to do is just to make sure that the hat has been picked up from over here. Now, the thing with that is that you don't want to die. Because if you do, your hat is gone. for good. Where is it? Now, if those things are still around, they can always fucking nick it off you. Where is it? Let's turn that off so I can see, which will be embarrassing for me because I have done it already 2 times already. But this could be my third if I'm not freaking careful enough. Or either it could be in the other room. So like I said before, you're always going to need to keep your eyes sharply on where it is. But still, usually those things in this area or anywhere, they can always have it on the head. And the game says, no, we won't make that fall off. So as long as you just keep an eye on it, and then you'll be all good. Also, what you can, if you think you know where it is, you can wait until they pick it up, which is usually their aim of the game of doing it. Or either it could be just stuck somewhere. So as long as you keep an eye on it. Or I got another idea where it's bound to be, because I could have lost it when the other ones were dealing with me earlier. Excuse me, if you don't mind. Ah, have I just picked it up? Yes, I have. Ah, that's right then. Okay, so here we go then. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, right. So now with that egg that you pick up from there, you can go and, of course, go back this way and go back over it through this door. Oh, I lost it there then. I thought I lost it. Right, also what you can do with the egg, you can just run, straight back, and ignore all those, and fight against some owls, and get them out of your way. So in that fireplace, that'll be your second egg for you to pick up in the game. And with that second egg that you will collect, you can put it straight into this thing right here. You can put it right in there. And when you do, it'll take you straight over here. So, the way to put your egg in, what you want to do is press the start button and go into INVENTOY and find your egg in items. And of course, make sure the Easter egg word will be in white, and then press the X button, and then you'll be able to go in this area. Now that area that I've just come from, in that area, when I went all the way back, it will unlock a challenge, which would be called it's either that one or that one. It'll be this one right here. It'll be this one right here, which will be called Time Attack. So, this will be your second one for you to unlock, as well as, now, speaking about this one, right, the only way you can do this one is if you have got the machine gun. And basically, what you got to do first is make sure that you finish the game from start to finish for the first time. Don't forget, I did say about, and then go back in to the one I just came from when you've already put the egg in, and then you can go into here by pushing the triangle. And basically, all you got to do with challenge 5, Time Attack, all you got to do is keep the square button with the machine gun and hold the R1 button as well, and just keep going until your enemies are dead, which is the skeletons. Just keep going until you'll find a certain word that will pop up. And so, as I said before, on easy or medium, this challenge, Time Attack, will be done easily, but on hard difficulty, you won't have a fucking chance, even with the machine gun. That's the problem with this one. So make sure that you do that one in the game again on medium or easy, and then you have a good chance of making success, as it would have said. Okay, so there's that one for you. So that area that came from would allow you to unlock challenge 5, Time Attack. So with the other 4, with the bridge, or the one underneath the bridge, would be this one. This one will be a piece of piss, like I said. Now, with the 5 challenges for you to do, you'll be able to get the cheats, as I said, the names of them. But also, with these challenges, you're also going to have to stay in this area and complete every single fucking one of these challenges for you to collect something else. Now, last thing I was on about that I didn't, of course, show you what you can collect as well. So that is what I'm going to do right now, and show you what the fuck you get if you do complete all of the 5 challenges without going through that purple thing. So just give me a minute. Trying to swap the camera too much. Alrighty. So next, what I'm going to do is try and be very, very, very careful without walking the camera too far away from you. So next is, what is the idea for me to do is, of course, let you know that I have changed the memory cards. So what I'm going to need to do now is go to main menu and reload another memory card on to the one right at the bottom. Okay, so this is what you'll collect in the game, which is this lovely little beauty. So, this is a rifle gun that you'll collect in the game as well. So, you'll have over 6 weapons in, of course, the square button for you to touch and hold in, of course. So there's 6 weapons for you to hold the square button in, including the R1, which will be the rifle gun. So that would be your first one. The machine gun will be your second one. The crossbow, the electricity weapon, will be your third. Your fourth one will be the crossbow. The fifth one will be the shotgun. And the sixth one will be the pistols. And also you'll have 2 others, of course. 2 other weapons to make yourself have 8 in total, which will be the saws and the whacking sticks. Those are the 8 robots. Nope, sorry. My mistake. So there are 8 weapons in total. Whacking sticks, saws. So there's the 2 main sharp weapons. But the most powerful weapons out of the lot is the pistols, shotgun, crossbow, electricity weapon, machine gun, and this lovely beauty rifle gun. So once again, with this rifle weapon, you'll only collect it if you do not go through this purple thing. Okay. So the thing is that if you complete 2 of the challenges, especially this one right here, which will be challenge number 4, that you can do a piece of piss, as well as I said before, that the one I just did, which was time attack, which was challenge 5, that you can do unless you finish the game with the remaining other 6 weapons, that the other remaining 5 weapons that you'll collect in the game, which will be the machine gun, the electricity weapon, pistols, shotgun, and of course the crossbow. So those are the 5 weapons you'll collect in the game, like I said: pistols, shotgun, crossbow, electricity weapon, and a machine gun. So as long as you have finished the game, to allow yourself to have all of the 5 weapons and finish challenge 5, time attack, with the game completely finished from start to finish, and have the 5 weapons, including the whacking sticks and the saws, and do the challenge 5 again on medium or easy again, and then you can complete that challenge while you're still exactly make a success out of that. And so once again, don't forget, you don't want to go through that nasty purple thing, but it's quite nice to escape it, really. But still, what you want to do is basically don't want to go through that purple thing. But the easy way of doing these challenges is simply unlock them all first, and of course complete them without having too much trouble, as well as possibly getting too much anger in the way. Okay, so the way, like I said, that you want to do challenge number 4 straight away, which will be over here, which is a piece of piss. Then what you want to do is do this one over it, which will be challenge 1. It's pretty much close being doable. And then what you want to do is go for you probably want to leave that one alone, which will be challenge number 5. So you probably want to go for this one next, which one's a fucking bastard. But I have done it by cheating, which I shouldn't do anyway. But yeah. So the best way for you to do this one, which probably is best for you to get the crossbow and get the ammo that goes to the crossbow, and push L1 to completely use the ammo, and possibly press the start button, go into the INV word, and of course use the ammo one again to top the light blue bar back up again, and just keep doing it until you use them all, unless you have been beaten. So the problem is with this one, it will fucking piss you right off, basically. So the problem is with this one is that you can be knocked off, as well as if you look closely on the several words, that there is certain things right beside them. So if you see on the word saying challenge 2 and a word where it say don't fall off, there's a gap there right beside that word, don't fall off, and another gap where challenge 2 word is. There's also another 2 of those gaps right behind Van Helsing, as well as there's a circle in the middle. And basically, what you're going to do is make sure you don't get fucking knocked off. And the only way you can get knocked off is an enemy, which will be several load of owls that can fucking knock you off. As well as you possibly want to have a fair bit of health, as well as walk clockwise and then get halfway clockwise and then go anti-clockwise and go the other way, and just do a couple of those, going clockwise halfway, go anti-clockwise halfway, or try and go all the way around clockwise and then go anti-clockwise all the way around again. Basically what the problem is the fucking owls are going to fucking knock you off for you to stop completing it. Basically you've got over 29 seconds to do it. Basically all you've got to do is make sure the time fucking runs out. And also, like I said, R1 and hold the square in. And also, as I've done it already, I should be able to do it, but still fucked up. But yeah, that's the problem. Also, you can always just use the shotgun as well, the ammo as well, don't forget. Or either use a cheat, which is a specific one that I have used, which is unlimited ammo, which is usually the fucking idea of completing it anyway, especially if it fucking pisses you fucking right off. But there's that one for you. As well as one that is Nightfall, which is challenge 1 over there for you to do, which is pretty straightforward, even though you're gonna have to do something about it, which I might do in a few minutes maybe if I've got enough time. But yeah, right, anyway, I will do it. Okay, so basically all you got to do is basically get something to do the work for you. I'll show you in a moment. So basically what you got to do is get these things that's standing up, and you got to get them destroyed before the time runs out, because you can't destroy them, but something can. So what you got to do is get some flying vampire statues to smash into the statues. Also what I'm going to do is show you where they are, and also you've got 3 minutes to do that. Also, don't forget the name of the 5 cheats that I mentioned earlier. Those are the 5 cheats you'll collect unless you complete them. So all you've got to do is just move around the place and try and keep your health up. And do not allow the time to hit 0, 0, 0. Excuse me. Meow. Soft bags. As well as they will fly and spit those things at you. You don't want that to happen either. So now with this thing, you might want to go different sides just before they fly. And so you just got to try and make sure you see where you're going and moving around all over the place until eventually they go in the right direction. Which is the problem. They might want to say, yep, I'll go here, I might go here, or I might go there. So that's the problem. They just want to go wherever they flicking well like. Also, what you want to do is make sure you look where all the statues are and whereabouts the ones that's been smashed and what's not. And then you'll be all ticky-boo to complete it. And also with this thing, there's going to be certain directions you might want to go. Also, you probably want to go around the right or left of the other end, which I'll get to tomorrow, to give you an idea. Also, with the 2 on the left hand side that you might have saw, you might want to leave those and go up here first and get the flying vampires to smash these things up if the time doesn't run out before they either knock your health down or either you don't want to be falling off this little thing right here. Also got 24 seconds, so I might just make it. So as that one's done, 15 seconds, might be able to do it. And so once you've done all those, you need to come down here. I've got 8 seconds. Come on. Don't fuck about over there. Not behind there. And yeah. So yeah, you've got to make sure they smash every single one of those up. Alright. And so. There's that all for you. But out of it, this one down here is the worst one out of the lot. But I'll get to that sometime soon. And so yeah, there's that for you. Alright. So there's your 8 weapons you'll collect in the game. Unless you stay in this area for you to collect this lovely weapon right here, which is this lovely rifle, and that's what you'll collect in the game unless you stay in this area and complete every single fucking one there is. That is the problem. Okay, and so yeah, right now the rifle gun that you'll collect, it will do this. Also have about 3 to 4 seconds before it loads up. And so yeah, if you use it on skeletons, they'll be fucking dead immediately. And how about that? That is what you'll collect. That just kicks the fucking shit out of skeletons. And always close to being every single fucking enemy, if you're lucky. So yeah. So there it is. So So there you go. That is the weapon you'll collect in the game. How about that? Right. That is it for today, I think. So there you go. So once again, hope you've enjoyed it so far. Before we have the game all finished, before anything else that has not been done straight away for me. But also before I do leave, with the cheats that has got some of the other cheats, that will be, of course, these ones that are from the challenges that you'll collect, and the ones that has got the take on ALTERNATE formats. I don't know what the fuck they mean. As I said before, I've got no idea what they mean and how you're supposed to use these things. So I'm not too sure or 100% if I'm going to be able to show you what they do, because as I said, on medium hard difficulty, I would show you what you'll find exactly and whereabouts you'll find them all and what they're supposed to do. So I am not 100% how I'm going to show you them. But also you could possibly check on YouTube or somewhere to help you find out what they bloody do. As well as at the top of this one right here, which is the ALCHAIC, and of course CLOTHES. Now with this one, I have shown you what it does on mission 10 when I was on medium, because I managed to get it to work somehow, which is of course where it's going to say restart, then hold L1 from the intro movie to the main menu to see ANCIENT Van Helsing. But yeah, none of that made any sense to me. But I did show you what it looks like on my previous recordings on medium for you to see what it does, because at the minute I still can't get it to work somehow. But it's roughly the same thing with another cheat that does say the same thing, close to being the one that I haven't got yet. Yeah, there you go. Right, that's it then. I shall catch you on the next one when it's time for some more. Take care.